Hello again. Um, I'm actually going through with recording the video. Um, so RWBY theory time. Uh, I was gonna do my theory on. I was gonna do my theory on where the fallen six characters from the end of Volume 8, John, Neapolitan, and Team RWBY. Gonna do my theory on where they ended up. That's that's not happening because Cal and Hunter just posted their video, their theory on the same subject, and it felt weird to do my theory on that as well on the same day. So I'm gonna wait, do that tomorrow. I'm not gonna watch their video until after I do mine, just so that mine is fully me, and I don't have like any outside influence. um, but anyway, uh, I'm gonna do a different theory that still relates to Neo. That's technically proven wrong. Um, I just, I let, I guess it's me saying that this is more of a headcanon than anything, but there's also no actual, like, in media proof of anything otherwise, and I would actually say that the media itself contradicts what the crew statement is that implies that this theory is incorrect. I'm sticking with it. So, at the fall of Beacon, of course, one of the casualties was Roman Torchwick. And since then, Neo has kind of been on a warpath to try to get revenge on Cinder, who she blames for that death. Rightfully so. If it wasn't for Cinder recruiting Roman and Neo, they wouldn't have been in that position, and Roman would still be alive. I mean, technically, it is kind of Roman's own undoing. But Cinder and Salem hadn't done their thing, they wouldn't have been in the position. Anyway, and of course, eventually, Cinder manipulates Neo into blaming RWBY instead, and to go after RWBY. Now, of course, the way that she finds Cinder in Volume 6 to make her return after a couple years is through the use of the Spider Organization run by Little Miss Malachite. Now, spoilers for the Roman holiday novel going forward. Roman himself used to be a spider, and not just used to be as in he was when he was alive. He was, and then he's basically the only person to ever leave the Spider Organization, because every other spider is for life. So Roman left. He left and fled after it was outed that he was shaking down people to get more money in Little Malachite's name, even though he was just getting the money for himself. So she had enough of it after it was ratted out that it was him, and he managed to escape Mistral, and that's when he went to Vale and became the top dog there. But it was while he was there that he met up with Neapolitan, and the two of them eventually took down two crime syndicates at once. Not to the point that they're completely gone, but the Zhang family is far less powerful than they used to be, which is part of why Roman's up top now. And that's why Junior Zhang is in charge, as we see in the show, because his father died during the final fight in Roman Holiday. And Little Miss Malachite is revealed to have a whole system set up thanks to Lady Beatrix Browning, and all the graduates from her school have these little pins that are actually cameras. So all the influential women in Vale are giving Lady Beat and Little Miss Malachite just eyes all over the city. It's powerful information. And Roman and Neo completely messed that up by handing that information over to Lisa Lavender and the authorities. And that ruins Little Miss Malachite's influence in Vale. So, Zhang family knocked down a few tiers. Little Miss Malachite, her organization, and everything in Vale is pretty much gone, aside from her daughters, Melanie and Milsha. So that's quite a lot. That's quite the slight against her, let's call it. Quite the slight against Little Miss Malachite. Which begs the question of why would she help Neo in Volume 6 later down the road, if very clearly Neo was involved in ruining her influence, ruining her entire influence in Vale. Why would she be willing to help? So this question was asked during an AMA back in November for Roman Holiday. The questions were answered by E.C. Myers, who writes the novels, and two of the writers of the show, Andy Rivas and Gary Shawcross. And Myers answered the question. This was originally going to be my question. Someone had beat me by 2 seconds though, basically. And his response was that Malachite always had a soft spot for Roman, and that the soft spot was being honored by helping Neo. And personally, I think that's cap. I think that doesn't really line up with Little Miss Malachite's MO. At all. She was willing to murder Roman for so much less. She was putting Roman to the stake for so much less. For running off, for stealing in her name, but ruining her whole organization, Vale, taking a ton of influence away from her. Apparently she's willing to honor that. Okay, call me crazy, but I'm gonna have to say that does not fit at all. I think that is incredibly uncharacteristic of Little Miss Malachite. Now, that is just a crew statement. And ultimately, the final media itself is the final canon. And I don't know that the show is ever going to go in depth with that, or if there's going to be some other Roman Neo novel that takes place in the 3 to 5 years between the first one and the start of the show. I don't know. So I don't know if they're ever going to go into this. But I have an alternative. I have an alternative theory. It was my theory before the question was asked and answered. And it's what I'm sticking with. At this point, it's a headcanon. Because because it's technically not true. It's a headcanon, but I think it's better, quotations. My thought process is that when Neo all of a sudden shows up at Little Miss Malachite's doorstep, and Little Miss Malachite recognizes this ice cream girl from a few years back, oh, interesting that you show up after what you did to me and my organization. So Neo going through her, because of course she can't talk, she would instead use her semblance to kind of display that Roman's dead, and she wants to find who she blames for it, which is Cinder. So my thought. So obviously, you have to pay Lil Miss Malachite for stuff like this. Cinder plays someone else's life savings for finding the main characters back in Volume 6. But I don't think payment is going to be enough in Neo's case, considering, she ruined Miss Malachite's organization in Vale. I don't think Leanne is going to be enough. So instead of Leanne, she, I imagine, would have to have some sort of payment more similar to what Roman did at the beginning of the novel, which is more so his life. Not dead, obviously, because he doesn't die until the fall of Beacon, but her life as in servitude, using her life to serve Lil Miss Malachite in some way as a spider. That's it. Is I think Neo's a spider. I think somewhere she's got the spider on a spider web tattoo because she had to become a spider to get the information to avenge Roman. Because Lil Miss Malachite was not just going to let it slide because I'm sorry, Soft Spot is way out of character. Way out of character. I'm sticking with it. It's technically wrong. Technically, it's proven wrong. It's not not a proper theory. It's an invalid theory. It's more of a headcanon. Sticking with it, and I'm still going to call it a theory because the show itself hasn't gone through it. So, or any other media hasn't gone through it. It's just the crew statement, and ultimately, what actually happens in the media itself, the show, the novels, whatever, is the primal canon, basically. In my mind, anyway. So, I think Neo's a spider, and once everything is done, everything's said and done, she's gonna be working for Malachite, unfortunately. That's just my thoughts. I don't think that that little miss would just let it happen, let a favor happen because of a soft spot for someone that she was going to kill for a lot less. Now, personally, I don't think it makes sense. So, sticking with my theory, I think it works better, personally. So, theory, headcanon, whatever you want to call it, I'm sticking with it because I think it makes more sense. Anyway, that's going to be it. I'm hopefully going to do my video on the Fallen 6 tomorrow. We'll see. That's hopefully going to be the plan anyway, is to do the Fallen 6 tomorrow. Yeah. Neo's a spider. I'm sticking by the. Let me know your thoughts. All the algorithm stuff, like, comment, subscribe 2.0 with the bell. Because God forbid you just have notifications on automatically when you subscribe. The thing that makes sense. Yeah. That'll be it. See you all tomorrow with the Fallen 6 theory, hopefully. Maybe. Assuming no one else does a theory on it tomorrow. Bye-bye.